This is my sleeping system. I've got a 2.5 to 3 metre tarpaulin. This is camo. These range about £50 in money. It's a ripstop material, very waterproof, and I've had this about 10 years now. I have just upgraded to a double D extra large tarpaulin, and that is massive, and I look forward to field testing that shortly. They're a very good hammock, and that was £40, but it wasn't DPM. This is a lightweight tropical hammock. I'm not a fan of sleeping on the ground unless I have to. Rip. Away. Unless I have to, but also on day hikes. Sometimes it can be raining and I'm not out in the rain a lot. The ground or the trees you want to sit on are usually saturated with water, which gives you a wet bum, but when you carry on walking, it can also increase your cramp and muscle fatigue. So I usually string this up. It takes minutes from tree to tree, and sit in this and have my cup of tea that way. The price of these are around £20. This is a Burgess 45 litre rucksack. The benefit of this rucksack, it has an outside compartment where I hold my tarpaulin. Tarpaulins are usually packed in a rucksack where they're the quickest thing to bring out. Wherever you stop and it's raining, you need to put a roof up above your head. Also, in an emergency, you can grab your tarpaulin and wrap up and couch down somewhere till the weather passes over and help warm you up that way. It has compression straps to the side, which can take day sacks. Day sacks are, well, generally you buy the PLC Bergen day sacks, which zip on and fasten on. These will take that. It has a top compartment here, which is great for storing things like your torch or things to hand. It has outside clips where I carry my axe. And it has one nice roomy one compartment in the middle. A lot of rucksacks come double compartments. That's fine because you can store the sleeping bag in the bottom one and your kit in the other. The only downside, where they sew, it weakens the rucksack and they can tear and split there. But this is a whole compartment, and I've had this now, I think, the best part of 20 years, and I'm still using it. Carrymore do a very good range, and my next rucksack up, which is a 75 litre rucksack, is of Carrymore range. They do other sizes as well, and they also take the PLC Bergen side pockets, which can increase the weight of that rucksack or carryability to 100 litres, which is what I generally use if I'm out for more than 3 days. I always take notes of things I find, areas, new areas and things like that, so pad and paper. I carry paracord, this is 100 metres. This is thin paracord, or called comms cord. This is 150 metres. It's very strong for its size and very handy, although it's nylon, so it's not very good for bow drill work, but very strong for shelter building and everything else, and I've carried these for about 12 years now. A large spool of fishing line, ranging in between 6 and 8 pound in weight, depending on what you want to catch. This is 6 pound, 8 pound is fine as well. I wouldn't go any bigger than that because it's not, the line crimps and the fish can see the water, see it through the water. Carry 2 bin liners. 2 bin liners put inside each other, filled with foliage, makes an insulation sleeping bag in an emergency, so that's handy. But there's always rubbish in camp and cleaning up to be done, and transportation. Also, you can use these as a means of holding water in camp. Make a little bucket up and just keep water in camp. This is a milk bag I use for passing water when the water conditions have turned nasty and brown. It takes away all the sedimental stuff and you get good water after, particularly after heavy rain. I also carry insect repellent. This is the Expedition. and it's 100% DEET. DEET is one of the best insect repellents there are. The higher the quantity, the better it'll work. And now I apply this 2 to 3 times a day, depending on the time of year, or wherever I start seeing mosquitoes, I'll put a little bit more on at that point. When it comes to bugs, you can't beat a midge mosquito head net. When you're in the woods, insects are a pest and they can distract you, and that's when you end up cutting yourself. So by putting one of these over your head, and at night time, so you're not getting bit in the summer months, it's a little bit strange feeling on the face, but it's a lot better than 3 days of scratching after mosquito bites. Or if you're susceptible to them, like me, it's a lot longer healing time and I can blow up. So I'm very careful about mosquitoes and other bugs what are going to bite you in the night. Also, in the day, a lot of people don't come out with this protection and they go on bit. There's no point. I think these are about £5, and you'll spend more than that on painkillers and anti-inflammatories and germaline and things like that. I carry a small sharpening stone for sharpening my knife on the travels or after I've just used it. Straightforward tissues. When you're in the woods, you're bound to go to the loo, and that comes in handy. I carry tissues. You're bound to go to the loo when you're in the woods, so they come in handy. Leaves are alright for a while, but I like my comfort. Water purification. These are chlorine tablets, and these are chlorine tablets neutralizers. Takes away the chlorine taste. Always read the instructions. A head torch. Head torches these days have become very, very small. The beautiful this one is on strings. You can go on your head. But it can also be strapped to your wrist when you're walking around or just scanning the ground. So these are a good one. When it comes to bushcraft, I carry a crook knife. This gives me the ability to make depressions or carve out bowls and carving projects or anything with a depression. That's what these crook knives are. There's a few on the market. This is a straightforward single beveled right-handed one. You get double bladed ones and stuff like that. But this is what I carry. And then I've also made a scabbard for it. So when it's in my rucksack, it's not cutting anything or doing any damage in the rucksack. Spare batteries for the torch. I've made a birch bark container here, which carries a liquid fire lighter. In an emergency, there's no point being He-Man and rubbing 2 sticks together. If somebody's in trouble or you're in trouble, you need to get a fire going quick, and that's what that's for. This is and all these little bits and bobs go in the top pouch of my rucksack. Obviously the toilet paper is in the top, so if I'm on the move and the curry kicks in, it's to hand and I'm not stopping and searching the rucksack, which may be too late. This is an oak leaf style Gore-Tex jacket. Gore-Tex is a material that makes it windproof and waterproof, and is designed to be an outer shell to everything else. It doesn't hold any heat, but it keeps the wind out, which is makes you feel warmer anyway. So as long as you've got a nice jacket or like a fleece jacket underneath this, you're going to be comfortable. I've used British Army ones for the best part of 15 years. This is reasonably new. I'm still breaking this in really. I've had this about a year. And I really like, I've always liked the British Army Gore-Tex. You can pick a set up for under £50, that's top and bottom. There's not a lot of pockets to catch the rain, but they've kept me dry through many a rainstorm. But I've got onto this one now. It's a little bit more expensive. I've sold these on the market for £100. I think I paid 60 for this one myself, but they're on the market for £100 now. They are nice. The material of this one is rustle free, so it doesn't make a noise when I'm walking, which is great great for animal spotting in the rain.